And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. And if the weather is nice where you are, please let me know if weather is nice where you are and if you've been able to get out and fly your drones. It's raining here. I know that certain areas are probably feeling the same effects of this rain, because I know there's a hurricane that they're talking about right now as we speak on the news. What is it? Aaron, I believe the name of it is.
Aaron, yes, Aaron.
Yeah. She's on her way to make, touchdown on land. So I guess, listen, I don't even know what to say about it. But there's going to be people who's going to be hurt by it. And I think it's going to hit the Carolina area.
Yes.
And head its way up this way.
Carolina's actually, it's hitting the Carolinas right now.
Okay.
By morning, mid-morning, it'll be hitting us, and we are supposed to be getting 13-foot swells on the coast. Mm-hmm. So if you're a surfer, that's great, but all the beaches have been shut down in New York for the next 2 days. Mm-hmm. And Jersey, along the Jersey shore.
Wow.
Well, they say the undertow is really, really bad, so, just be safe out there.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, Steve says that he hears it's coming across the pond by Monday. Yeah, by Monday It should be back down to almost like a light storm, hopefully by the time it gets to you guys over there in the UK. Logan Carpenter, how are you?
So how are you doing, Lawrence, on this Wednesday? On this rainy Wednesday?
Good, man, I'm good. Gloomy day. I didn't do a whole lot. I did exercise today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on a roll 2 days in a row.
Uh-oh. Look out.
Yeah.
One more day. What is it, a heat wave, or is that like a thing?
Yeah, it's a heat wave.
Or it's a habit?
If I don't have a stroke on the third day, I'm good.
What is it, 90 days? It's a habit?
Yeah. What's going on? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I mean, I got up this morning. I did some things. I'm still doing things, and I'm here. I came here to hang out with everybody in the chat. I got a couple of announcements I wanted to make because from what I understand and from what I'm hearing, and I've heard this going back, but it's you see, I don't keep up with Ken the way I used to because he doesn't do the live streams regularly.
Yeah.
But Minefield is coming up this weekend, Lawrence.
Nice.
So for those of
you FPV Heaven Minefield.
Yeah. So those of you out there, hey, Off Axis, what's good? So for those of you out there,
talk about a habit, but all those boxes behind you. I know, right?
90 days. Well, there's stuff in the boxes. There's stuff in the boxes. That's why the boxes are still there.
Yeah, the original carrying cases.
Yeah, I don't use the original cases and the original controllers and stuff like that. And sometimes not even the original chargers.
Click that like button, please, guys. Do it early. Get it out the way because Gary will be here soon. And when we hit about 25, he's going to start harassing all of y'all to get us to 30 likes. I don't know why it's so damn hard, but that's neither here nor there. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And we are those guys.
You also got the commercial UAV Expo coming up.
Yes.
That's coming up real soon in September. September 2nd to the 4th.
Yep.
2025 at Caesars Forum. Yes. I believe that. Right, that's at the Caesars Forum, right?
Yep, in Las Vegas. So if you're
In
over in the
Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas area from the
Yeah,
2nd, September
got to get
2nd
there.
to the 4th, yeah, go check it out. All this is all the information. I'll stop sharing and get you the link ASAP if
I
it's
gotta
not too
figure
big.
out. I gotta figure out a way to sneak in there because I
Why you gotta sneak in? Well,
because it's hard for me. It's the time that it is because I'm stuck with football and I can't leave.
yeah, yeah, I feel you.
That would look bad that there's a game and I'm at the expo. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
and then you won't be there.
I know it'd be like Herman and Lawrence didn't show up, so we don't have anyone for a sideline camera or an end zone. What do we? You know what? By not showing up, I know the next week the equipment would be broke. Just by not coming and setting up that equipment myself, I know something would be broken the next week I come in. No,
Anyhow,
that's neither here nor there. I'm
in
joking.
the wrong place.
That's even more a possibility. I even laughed every time I hear that name. I was a combat engineer in the Marine Corps, and I trained on a mine detector as well as clearing minefields. See,
Oh, okay.
that's that dangerous stuff, John.
Yeah. See,
No
that's
wonder you retired and just fly drones.
I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. Stay retired.
How do you clear minefields? Just throw stuff and then wait for everything to explode and then go in and sweep it up?
Oh no, he was trained on a mine detector. They actually have like little fingers or something, if I remember right. One of them, they go out in the sand, and when it hits something, it either blows it up or detect. They know that there's one there, or digs them up. At least that's what the old World War II ones used to do. I don't know
Mm,
what they do nowadays. Maybe throw a bunch of mines there and just detonate them.
mm,
There's
mm.
one way of getting rid of them, right?
Well, that'll work, but maybe not. I don't know. But Lawrence, I still looking on the DJI website, right? On their online store.
Mm-hmm.
Drone's still out of stock, but if the what do you call it there, the Mini 4 Pro is something the
Yes.
guys are looking for and it's still out of stock. Well, the DJI Like, the SkyRover, it's in stock on Amazon. So if you guys are interested in something like that, you can still get over to Amazon and pick that drone up. It's still out there and it's still
That's
available.
true. That's true. And for the price, you
Right.
pretty much can't beat it.
Nah,
I'm actually on the page right now. Give me a second to share it. But
you
for the
really
price, you can't beat it. $763. It's cheaper than it was before, right here. It's regularly $898. From the 28th to the 29th, it'll be
mhm.
763. And it's a fly more combo. So for the price of a Mini 4 with one battery, you could
Jump
get
on it.
you could get this whole deal, fly more batteries. And I think the batteries are 30 minutes each or something
You
to
know,
that.
the only thing about it is that you don't get the fancy integrated screen if that's what you really loved.
Yeah, yeah, you
You
get
know,
you get the N1 R2 radio like DJI
kind of
has.
sort of like.
But what do you
But
care? We were flying with those before we
hey,
had
listen,
the fancy screens.
listen.
You remember the 7-inch tablets?
Oh,
And
oh, oh, oh. I am above that now.
oh, oh, listen to him, guys. He said, "I'm above that now." Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yo, what's funny? Time out. Okay, they brought a drone right over at the school, right, to film practice, right. So they said to me, "You know what this is about, so why don't you do it?" I was like, "So hold on, Lawrence. You might want to hook Roz up with that. Now, so here goes what happened. So they pull out the controller and the drone and show it to me. I was like, my phone can't fit in there. They said, so what do you fly with? I was like, you might be muted, Lawrence. I said, I don't use those kind of controllers anymore. Everything that I have has a screen on it. I forgot actually. Oh, Lawrence disappeared. I actually forgot how to hook that up. Are you back now, or you still disappeared? Oh, he's losing it now. Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So, like I was saying, they bought a drone down at the school, and they had with the screen. I had to use the phone, and I was like, I don't even have the app on my phone, so I had to use someone else's phone to use the drone. But nevertheless, the Sky Rover still is a quite, from what I hear in all the reviews, it's still a nice drone. You guys could probably pick that up. Like I said, Lawrence said for a pretty decent price. Lawrence is muted or he's not online. I don't know what's going on with his. Maybe he can't get back in. I don't know. I might have to send him an invite. Are you good now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I need a new cord.
Oh, yeah. I get you. But you know what else is coming up, Lawrence?
What's that?
The good old people at HoverAir. Their waterproof drone. The hover, the what is that called? The Hover Air has this confirmed that their new tomorrow, actually, yeah, tomorrow. That the HoverAir Aqua,
Yeah.
it's a full waterproof drone, right? That this thing is going to be, it'll be launched via Indiegogo
Yeah.
crowdfunding campaign. So
Okay.
that'll take place tomorrow. What time was that supposed to be? Because I forgot the time that was supposed to be. But I know it is tomorrow. So those of you who are interested, you can find that on Drone DJ, because they mentioned it in an article on Drone DJ as well. But Lawrence, you
Yes.
there? You good?
Yeah. I'm still here.
Yeah, these crowdfunders, right? Like with these drones, see, this is the problem with a lot of the drones that's out there. And I'm like, I hope that the American drones, there's no emphasis, there's no incentive to create American consumer drones, but
Right.
they're not going to need crowdfunding because they got billions of dollars that was thrown out there for them to make all.
Yeah, they do. But crowdfunding shows how much how much people are willing to back them. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
We've had other drone companies come out with a drone and basically say, all right, depending on your pre-sales, that'll dictate when and how we come out with the new drone.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable.
Right. I get it, but seriously, I don't want to pay for the next guy's drone to be built and then wait for my drone to get built when the next guy puts his money down.
I hear you. I totally get it. I totally get it. I've gotten spoiled.
I never had to do that with buying the DJI drone.
Right. I've gotten totally spoiled by DJI.
Well, you didn't have to
going into the store.
Did you have to do that with the 3DR Solo?
No.
Oh, okay.
3DR Solo, I got it. I put in an order, got my 3DR Solo in like 3 days.
See?
Yeah.
So what? So it's
call
not
me bougie if you want, but
you know what, Lawrence? I wanted to what we got 11 people watching, right? Or 10 people watching as far as YouTube is saying. We've got 1 like. That's cool. You know,
Oh, you got to refresh. It's a little higher than that.
is it?
Yeah,
I'll refresh, but I don't know what you call a
it's
little higher.
11. It's 11. We got 11, and it says 11. So
All right. So it's 12 people watching. You know, let's do roll call, and then we can get into a couple of things that we got going on. Something that
hmm
I'd like to share with the guys and the girls in the chat. You know, you ready
yeah,
for
let's
roll
go.
call?
Let's go.
So
Let's go.
who do we have with us in the house tonight? Let's
Uh,
see. Who do we have? We
okay.
got 15 watching now. If they all typed in the chat, we can all get a nice roll call.
Yeah,
Let's see.
go
Who
ahead.
do we have?
Start it off.
Go ahead.
Let's go. First, we got Jim's droning aerial photography. What's up, Jim? Up in Canada. Akarasha Warren, how are you, sir? Hope all is well. I hope you walked the dog already. Shout out to John Olson, Long Island, Strong Island, hanging out with us every evening. Shout out to Takeoff, Lift, and Land. How are you, Eldon? Representing the Bronx. RJ's Aerials. What's up? I'm sorry, Ron. Choking or something. Off Axis. Up in Canada as well, right? Off Axis. Marcel's. Yeah.
So,
Steve SJM Drones. I'm choking here. Drone guy, Angel 42. The drone guy 42. Shout out to you. Frank Rizzo was listening earlier. Shout out to him. He'll probably be in later on. Logan Carpenter, haven't seen his name in a while. Hope all is well. Rob C. Fabiano had stopped in earlier also. And Northside Hawk from Australia. Good morning to you guys down in Australia. Oh, Sky Control Productions from Hawaii. I'm sorry, my bad. Did not forget you. Shout out to you. And I believe that's everybody. Yep, Thomas Baker. Hello, how are you? Hope all is well. Thank you for coming in. And that ends. All of a sudden, I was choking while doing it. I see how news anchors, they be in the middle of something, and all of a sudden, your throat just like. I was fighting with the bottle here for a second.
I was sitting here like, oh, he's muted again.
Anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. Now
So
we can get the live stream started.
No, but I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. Am I going to have to call 911?
No, it's just all of a sudden a scratch. Like, you know how you feel when you're just about to catch a cold or someone sneezed in your direction and you feel that scratch in your throat? Except this felt like I swallowed a peanut shell or something.
Oh, that's not good. Well, you know what I wanted to share real quick, Lawrence, before we
What's that? What's that?
Well, even though the fact that some of the stuff is just all out of whack with my board here, but you remember the big that big job in Brooklyn that I told you was on the site where I had my first job ever fresh out of high school was.
Yes.
And they had took over the property, the space there, and they building a building. And then we got the job on shooting the construction site.
Right.
As the building came out of the ground.
Yeah.
And we shared all of the stuff with everybody on Facebook and LinkedIn and everything like that we could share.
From the dirt up, we were sharing for years.
Right. So if anybody remembers, it was this picture, this building here.
Yeah. Yep. I remember 326 Rockaway Avenue.
Yeah,
in the cold, we were out there in the blazing heat. We won our longest day. What was that? 4 hours? straight hyperlapse.
Yeah, 4 hours, 4.5 hours shooting.
4.5 hours, and how many trucks came through?
I don't remember. There was a lot of trucks of concrete dumping just to do that one point.
Repeatedly, and all we shot was hyperlapse that whole day, and it was beaming that day. I remember the drones held up. They did their thing that day. Well,
But you know,
anyway,
last week that job was on the news, and it's just the type of building that it is for the neighborhood that it was built in, and it's like anybody to be on a project like that, and it had a little clip. Is that you over there with that interference?
that's you. You sound like you were going underwater. Now you're clean.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear a lot of noise. Where did it come from? Anyhow, the video from the news.
People gathered Thursday for a ribbon-cutting ceremony at 326 Rockaway Avenue in Brownsville, Brooklyn, marking the official opening of a major new affordable housing development. Local leaders, neighbors, and partners from Slate Property Group, Riseboro Community Partnership, and Goldman Sachs came together to celebrate the completion of the 216-unit all-electric passive house building, which they say will help meet the community's need for affordable homes.
We want people to come home and feel good about where they live.
David Schwartz is the co-founder and principal at Slate Property Group. He described the atmosphere they hope to create and spoke about the project's promise.
200 plus permanent affordable units, homes for people. Residents will include formerly homeless young adults and young adults with families.
These young people are not just going to find housing.
CEO at Riseboro Community Partnership, Kieran Harrington, highlighted the broader mission.
Every young adult, every young parent deserves a safe, a beautiful, and a supportive place to call home. We are aspiring to build a city where zip code does not determine your health outcomes, housing stability, or economic power.
In addition to housing, the new building boasts several amenities such as landscaped green areas, an outdoor recreation space, a gym, a children's playroom, and a large community room.
My favorite part is adding faces, a juvenile detention center.
But a major feature is this 150-foot mural, King of Love, by artist Victor Quiñones, now considered the largest outdoor mural in Brooklyn.
We really wanted to show the youth in Brownsville that they can become their greatest self.
All of this as affordable housing developments have become familiar sights throughout Brooklyn this year, bringing new stability to neighborhoods across the borough. In Brownsville, Brooklyn, Corey McGinnis, Pix 11 News.
And I'd like to say, shout out to Riseboro because they cut the checks to us. So you got to give them a shout out before anyone else. And SD Builders for convincing Riseboro to hire us for the job, because SD Builders were the guys who.
Actually, it was Dave. It was actually David that hired us.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to all of them there. SD Builders, Riseboro Community Partners. Anyone else we miss?
Yeah, well, it was the 326 Rockaway owners.
Yes, that's true. 326 Rockaway Avenue, the owners of all of that.
Yeah. So moving right along, Lawrence, I know everybody has seen and heard all of the noise and talk about this new drone from this new company, Antigravity. Right? Everybody is seeing it, right? So let's talk about it, Lawrence. Let's talk about it. It's an 8K 360 shooting drone, I guess, that is designed from the ground up to have a 360-degree camera. Now, they say that the anti-gravity, believe it or not, the A1 will never miss a shot, because, as we know, it's shooting in 360 degrees. You know, it's funny. That's the same way they do the Google Maps and all that stuff like that with those cameras.
Yeah.
This is another 360-degree shooting camera. So yeah, you have All angles are yours, believe it or not. You know, bend reality, warp perspectives. I love it. I like it. I like the idea of it. Um, let's get down to it, Lawrence. We're talking about this drone. I watched the video from Flight Path. You know, Aldrin.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I watched also Potato Jet's video.
Yeah, there were some good videos.
Yeah, they were. Aldrin, they showed. They went. Well, Aldrin was out at. But they were invited to a go kart track.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are nice. They actually have those, but not as nice as those on the cruise ships. But anyway, talking about this, yeah, they I like I said, I like the idea of it, but one of the things that I thought stood out in the thing was the fact that talking about this drone, you know, talking about a drone that, believe it or not, doesn't have a gimbal, Lawrence. It uses dampeners, like it's similar to like how, well, if you remember the old Phantom styles had dampeners and the gimbal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Had
uses
the little rubber washers
yeah,
that
this
you called.
uses
Yeah.
dampeners and it doesn't have a gimbal. Um, I don't know. I saw that one of the things that he mentioned was talking about the controller. You know, if you've flown with the motion controller from DJI, it's like
Yeah.
a lot of wrist action.
You can fly with that.
This you have to actually move with it.
Yes. Yes. That's similar to the well, with the motion controller where you had the dot and you wherever you pointed the dot,
Hmm.
that's where you went. This is very, very similar because from what I understand, what they were saying, you see in the goggles, you
Hmm.
do see a reticle, so you
Okay.
can kind of point and chase the reticle. I would
Now,
like to see it myself.
yeah, so would I. But the thing that stood out to me was the goggles, and now that I look at these goggles from them, you talk about one of the things I like the most with this drone, and everybody talks about the competition, and for me, I don't really get into it with the competition too much because for me, and I've said this many times, I've said it years ago. It's not up to me to buy your product just because you put it out. You need to put out a product that's a good quality product for me to purchase. So when I see reviews from other people and I see that it's as good as a fucking doorstop, why would I run out of?
Right.
I don't review Femi Mimis and Mimi Mimis on here because I'm not buying that, and I'm not gonna tell you to buy it. I'm not gonna tell you to talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it because I'm not buying that. And I wouldn't tell you to buy it. You know what I mean? So fresh out the gate, I bought DJI from day one. Call it whatever you want to call it. When I found out about drones, that was the drone that I thought was the drones that I knew about. Other drones out there. I told you I wanted the the
Yeah.
Typhoon H. That looked
That
badass.
was the best design, but it had the shittiest reception. You couldn't go across the street with this thing. If a kid was in the street with a walkie-talkie, he might jam your signal. The reception. I think it was a beautiful
so
drone, the Typhoon H. Herman, I agree with you.
so
But
so my thing is that if this drone flies well, this anti-gravity, if it flies well, so it's not, let's get this straight. Everybody thinks, I don't know if everybody still thinks this because I've been said many times and many times over. This is anti-gravity. This drone is called the A1. 360 just creates the camera that's applied for the drone. Now, what I like about the goggles, there's so many different things about it. the what is it? The be able to, the camera that's on it to be able everything about the design of it, the cushion inside the goggles, the
Yes.
screen, the way it's designed inside the goggles. And I've used goggles before. I actually sold a pair of goggles that I had to someone that I used to fly the Phantom with, because with the tablet that I used, you can plug in the goggles and use the goggles through the tablet. But yeah, that's neither here nor here. But yeah, that, goggles is cool. And now that I see these goggles, I can't wait to see the next pair of goggles that DJI come out. You probably be able to see behind you.
I know. DJI is not going to take that on the chin lightly.
Of course not, because they're very reactive. If another drone company comes out with a drone that can go 2 inches further than DJI's gonna come out with a transmission system that can go another mile.
Yeah.
If you come
Can you
out with a
imagine?
feature, DJI's gonna come out with that feature and then add a twist to it.
And you're right, because DJI, I want to see through things through the next pair of goggles. From what I understand, they are already working on a new goggles. You guys just got the goggles 3. There's something else that may be in the works already. But with these goggles that come with this anti-gravity drone, someone can stand in front of you and watch what you see on the screen. I'm not too cool with someone standing in front of me that close, because the screen doesn't look that big. But you could show
on
someone.
the goggles, right?
Yeah.
They're just standing there looking in your face.
That's what it. You feel someone breathing on you or something, man.
It's kind of strange.
That's kind of creepy, because when you have the goggles on, you feel people's presence. You feel them moving their hands behind your head, get doing the rabbit ears and all of that crap. That's why I'm glad I left enough light leak on the sides of my goggles. Remember, we were doing the 14-story building, and we were getting ready to take off, and I said, "Is there someone behind me?" That's because I saw someone walk behind me, the reflection on the goggles for that. So, hey, DJI, if you're listening, to be able to see behind you and see in front of you while flying, that'll be the next move. But somebody saw saw those goggles and said, "Oh no, we can't allow that."
Well, here's the thing here's the thing, and I don't know. I'd like to see how this drone actually works with the GPS, because for you to be able to look in any direction and see that direction with these goggles, I can see guys crashing this thing.
Yeah. Yes.
They keep moving
because
while they're looking this way. The drone is over here, and they're like, up.
You're 100% right, because you can take the goggles and turn this way. In fact, you can do a flyby, because you can record in the goggles. So say a tree is coming up, you can turn and do a flyby and look at that tree, and then up at the sky wherever you want and keep going, because those guys said you can just fly a straight line and look around and do all of this stuff, or you can do it in editing.
It's best that you just look straight and fly and do everything in post.
That's what everyone's saying. Then the goggles would be $1,000. RJ, they were almost $1,000. They're not far from it. When they come out new, I don't know about sensors for me. One time at a drone meetup, I was flying my DJI drone, showing off to the guys sitting there having full conversation, and no one was responding. I turned my drone to the group, and they had all left you there. Oh, you thought you were talking to someone, and they all walked away. Yeah, I've had that happen. I've had that happen. Definitely.
That's funny.
All right, let's see. Who hasn't? Let me refresh this. You guys hit the like button if you haven't already. Oh, can you search through the chat for Thomas Baker's name? Thomas Baker, can you type in the chat, please?
Why? What happened to him?
Because he feels different.
What? Where is he?
His lettering is white. Thomas Baker, there you go. There he is. Give him a blue wrench.
Oh, he wants a blue. Oh, okay. All right. Let me see. 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 Let me
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was standing out, and we don't like things that stand out.
I don't mind things that
Oh,
stand out. I mean,
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, true. Now type, Thomas, so we can make sure you got your blue wrench, and we appreciate you hanging in there. I didn't forget about you. Okay,
okay.
now what's next, man? What do you think? Now, honestly, what do you think is going to happen with this OCD? Yeah, exactly. What do you think is going to happen? I personally want one of these spears. It's
The
250,
anti-gravity.
250.
Well, it's sub 250, like so 249, right, grams. But
Mm-hmm.
it's different.
One inch
Yes,
sensor,
a lot
8K.
of people may think that is it a oh wait a minute,
Those are
is it
one
one?
inch sensors. Yes, those are one inch
Okay,
sensors.
all right, all
Yes,
right, all right,
yes,
all right. Okay, because I didn't look at the specs on it.
yes, sir.
What is it, right? So okay, let's break this down. Shooting in 360. What's the price range they're talking about on this, Lawrence?
With all of these specifications,
Mm-hmm.
me personally, I pay
I'm saying,
eight.
what did they give an idea? Because I was hearing stuff like 16.
I didn't hear anything like that. I didn't hear anything about price, but I was guaranteeing at least 1,000 easy. That's me personally thinking
Okay,
a
I'd
thousand
like to
easy.
see the build quality,
Yeah, yeah. To
but
see,
for
I
what
would
it
have to see that
is,
also.
it sounds very good. Sounds very good. A lot of people think it's like a gimmick or whatever, but honestly, if you can honestly fly straight and be able to get whatever footage that you wanted from the one clip or whatever,
Hmm.
from any one shot, from any different angle of that shot that you wanted. I mean, it's another way of creating things, but
It is,
it,
but
it
then
also it
here
also
comes the
very
con.
helpful.
There is a con to
Yeah, I know. There's
360
a con
footage
to everything.
because, and I wanted to bring this up for those of us who know how to edit in 360 footage. Jim's droning. I've learned how to do a little bit of it. Um, it's a learning curve because you go from a flat two-dimensional picture to 360. So now you can take this hand and you can flip it and go under, and it takes some getting used to. But you for one video you can get multiple videos from one flight. So that may be the only con in the editing department because I know a lot of people don't like to edit, but this is where you would use
You know, you,
AI to edit for you.
you know what's funny about that? When I first got into flying drones,
Hmm.
right? And I told you when we met at the meetup, I was like, I want to learn how to edit video. And
Right?
and I told you that we started doing, after we started doing live streams, we started noticing that a lot of guys don't like to edit video. And I'm like, so then why do you fly a drone? Or you just taking pictures? Because you gotta edit those too.
Hmm.
Like, what? Why do you do this? So I think that guys have actually um stopped rebelling against the editing and started to get more into editing. And you see more and more guys talking about more and more
Yes.
platforms,
Yes. Yes.
editing and
Yes.
stuff like that, and actually wanting to get above these learning curves. So yeah, so I welcome something like the Insta 360, not because it brings competition to DJI. Yeah, maybe it does, but
Anybody can create with a 360
right.
video, bro. You're
But
limited. You're limited to two dimension
I,
editing.
I'm my problem with it is that you just opened up Pandora's box for DJ.
Yeah. Yeah. You waken the sleeping bear.
Yeah, you just poked the
Uh-huh.
wrong beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now this thing was launched, right? It didn't have a release date, right? So are you trying?
Um,
So you
they
trying
had
to
claimed. I thought I saw
did
something.
no? You didn't.
No. 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 They said, but when will you be able to buy one?
When?
January 2026. They
Right.
guessed. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
closest
Right.
to a launch date. You're right.
So between now and January, right? Like
DJI could drop
DJI is
something.
very
Right.
reactional. DJI
heard
is
that.
very reactional. They'll go and drop the Mini 5, right? And
Uh-huh.
then after you drop this, they'll go into the closet and be like,
Yep.
360 drone.
Uh-huh. Yep. I believe they have one of those closets.
Da-da-da.
Battery in it and everything, right? Yep, I know. And all they gotta do is load the software onto it. OcuSync 4, OcuSync 3, whatever the hell they want to put on it.
It'll be 5 at that point.
Yeah, probably.
And then it'll be the
Probably.
new controller. And then
Listen.
it'll come out with a real controller instead of the dongle stick or whatever you want to call it. You know what? What was that game? Wii, Nintendo.
Oh, the Wii, yes, yeah, the Nintendo Wii, yes. Gaming
Yeah.
system with the wand.
Yeah, they were the ones that started that, right?
Until I discovered you could play tennis by sitting down by just flicking your wrist like that. And you didn't have to stand up. Then it was over. My daughter couldn't stand me because I was beating her behind sitting down. Then she was up.
But that was what the Wii was intended to do. I
Yep.
think was to really get people up out of
Yeah.
out of their seat and moving.
Yeah, M. Jones says motion controller. That's his moneymaker. That's what he calls it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. The motion controller, but this one is a little different. The scroll wheel has issues that it rolls and stops. It doesn't kind of like roll, click back, and it just rolls.
Good morning, Robin Sue.
So it's a lot of it's a little different from what I was looking at
There are some different features.
Aldrin's video on how it works and how it flies. He didn't
Yes.
complain too much about how it flies. He did say it's a little different than DJI, but it's actually he did pretty much did care for the drone. I think he did like the drone. He did think there was some different things that you would have to get to learn about it, but overall it was a pretty good drone.
So, Mark, I know you're going to be online first, bro. What store you're going to get it from? Because I Mark says he doesn't want one.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
right now,
Right now. At this moment, you don't
right
want
now,
one. Yeah.
right now,
I can see him now.
right now.
didn't
He doesn't
really-
want one.
I didn't really want it, but it just happened to jump into my cart.
Right now, I didn't really want one, but I saw everybody getting one, and then I saw the videos.
Thanks, Arch. How are you? Welcome. Nothing under 249 grams. Listen, I want one. I'm not going to lie. I haven't wanted anything in the size of a Mini before. Now I want something
I'm
the size of a
glad
Mini.
you mentioned the Mini
Mhm.
because there's been a lot of talk about the Mini 5 Pro, and we spoke about it because we weren't on last week. We spoke about it the week before last. We had a lot of specs and stuff on the Mini 5 Pro. So more exclusive stuff from Drone XL and Jasper on the Mini 5 Pro.
Yes, 1-inch
Can you say
sensor.
it? Mini 5 Pro, right? So, Lawrence, on the 13th, Jasper, your buddy Jasper, right? On the 13th,
Yeah.
he was all over it.
Oh, okay. 5 days ago. Some exclusive new pictures from my friends today revealing multiple secrets on the Mini 5 Pro. It seems DJI managed to pull off the unthinkable. A sub 250 gram rating C0 consumer 1-inch camera drone. They actually made it happen.
A C0 aught, a 0 aught.
Yes. I believe that has to do with the rating, like up in Canada,
Yeah.
with the C1.
Yeah, I get it.
Because the Air 3 fits in the C1 class.
Right.
So the C0 is the mini class, I believe.
Now,
Correct me if I'm wrong, one of my Canadian friends.
You know what I was looking at and I was reading, and I thought it was interesting because the in Drone XL they had the Mini 5 Pro will have the same, believe it or not, as they say, battery as the
Yes.
as the Mini 4.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
That's a good deal. That's a
Yeah.
great deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Because for those of you who have those batteries or who already have them, may be able to just, you know, and
Yep.
if you get the drone,
Right. So if
um,
you have a prior drone, I think, and the batteries go back to the 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 Mini 5 Pro will take the same batteries as the Mini 4 Pro, and I believe the
the
Mini 3.
Mini 3 Pro.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's as far back as they go. I guess that's when the battery technology started changing some.
Hey, what do I know?
But
But
think
you know
about it,
what?
it's smart.
Mhm.
That's smart though. You don't think so?
Well, that's the first time that they've really done that because they've never really done it before. Only throughout a series, but never to the next generation
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
drone.
Well, I think it's a smart idea. They must have a shitload of those batteries out. Great way to get rid of
Well, I
them.
guess they did the same thing with the Mini 2 and the what is that, the Mini 4K.
Yep. Yep.
You know, the Mini 4K can't be connected to one of the integrated screens, even though it's still a Mini 2 with 4K on it, or with remote ID capability.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. I tried, and I called DJI to see if there was a way. They said no. It has something to do with the way that the transmission links.
Okay. That would make a lot of sense. Might have been when they were transitioning from one transmission system to another. So if USA don't get A1, Lawrence, will I be ordering one for you, Jim's? We'll have to talk.
Well, yeah, A1. Yeah, see, A1. That's right up there with the what is it? The secretary the or the Department of Education,
Uh-huh.
the A1 education.
Oh, stop. When she meant to say AI, and she said A1. Yeah, I
No,
know.
she said
And,
what
and
she
she's
meant
a
to say.
scholar.
She
So
said what she meant to say.
yeah, I know. So she
No,
claimed, right?
so now there was some. So, like I said, Drone XL and Jasper them have the leak. They have all the exclusive on all of the photos and all of the leaks with the Mini 5 Pro. And there was one showing a new close up on showing a new cleat on the propeller on this drone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it through all of the drone XL and the thumb, like if somebody was going to steal the picture.
Well, the main point that they're adding here is that the propellers no longer screw in the
Right.
way they used to.
Yeah,
So
it's new type of
there's a new
cleat.
locking system, press and lock, like the Phantoms used to have for their props.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty. I used to actually like that
Right.
because the ones that used to spin on,
Uh-huh.
everyone said, "What happens if they spun off?" No, they spin too tight. You can't get them off.
Yes, that's often the problem that I had before they switched that locking system. I remember that, Herman.
You fly too much, and they get tighter, and
Yep.
then you can't get them off
Yeah. Yeah.
till the
That
bird
was
cools down.
uh-huh. That's true. Till the plastic goes back to room temperature, right?
Now, there was another photo, Lawrence, that was out there floating about that showed the what do you said there was at the C0 class rating
Yeah.
sticker
Yes.
on the bottom belly of the drone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And also what people failed to see in that picture was that button.
Oh, I'm gonna show you that later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you that later because there's and with this drone, I guess once again, there's also a new gimbal for this drone. It's slightly different than the other minis, the mini pros that you've seen.
Yeah.
If you can see it through the Drone XL writing and stuff like that, it's slightly different.
Yeah, I do. It's supported on the bottom as opposed to the top. So it actually sits in it sits in on top of the gimbal.
Yes, this is a little bit of different in the design.
Okay.
Also, they had another photo where they show the LiDAR and 1-inch camera sensor.
Yeah. 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 That is very
Drone XL,
attractive. Huh?
Drone XL had an exclusive one. They really did.
Mm-hmm. And they made sure with the watermarks, everyone knew it was them. So when you took the picture and tried to show it somewhere, you had to show that Drone XL, or using a watermark, something that
Right.
could remove the watermark would destroy the picture.
Now it's fun, yeah, because it depends on the software you use, but I looked at this drone and I'm like, I want, with all of the problems what's going on with DJI and being able to get stuff through the border and through customs, actually, I should say.
Uh-huh.
I'm now looking at all of the stuff that's going on with this drone because they're talking about quiet props in the prop guards that they have with
Yes.
this.
Yes.
I'm like, these guys have gone overboard with this drone.
Well, that's
To the
actually
point.
smart because what happens is when you put prop guards over a drone, it affects the airflow. And that creates more sound. So they're claiming that these prop guards are quieter.
Mm-hmm.
Only way I
Well,
can see that is making the angles that the air blasts down on aerodynamic, so it doesn't hit a flat
well,
surface and
well,
make noise.
it's similar. It's similar to like the flip that everybody had issues with,
Yeah,
but from what I understand, the flip flies pretty well.
yeah, yeah. I've seen a
Um,
few people. I've seen quite a few videos with it. It seems to be okay.
I don't know. I mean, I have another photo where you could see that button and the label, the class label, certification label on this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, you
All
see
right.
the little button there
Yeah,
on
they
the
had.
side of the body.
Yes, the first pictures that we saw, that button was not there. It was grayed out, meaning I
Right.
guess they popped a tab and threw it in there on the final version. But they
Mm-hmm.
claim that that button is supposed to be an auto on button, which means if that button is in the on position, you should be able to open the drone up and it connect to the controller.
Now, DJI is holding on this September date of September release,
Hmm.
but there's no official date yet has been released for this drone. Right?
Not that
There
I've
was
seen.
there was August hints and stuff like that earlier,
Yeah, yeah.
but nothing nothing new on the date or
And it
anything.
was late August supposed to be, but like you said, we haven't seen or heard anything.
Well, from what I'm understanding or from what I'm hearing, and there's a lot of talk and stuff out there that there might be some things where and I told you this before, and we spoke about this on this live stream. No, not here tonight, but on other streams that we did, that this was going to work itself out,
Yeah,
and
Jim
we
Cronin says he enjoys his flip.
and okay. I'm glad you like it because I was interested in how that thing flew. We said on other live streams that we did that with the constant suspension on the rollback on the 90-day 99 90-day 99 90-day 90-day keep suspension
Uh-huh.
on the tariffs, you know, and we're still paying, what was it, this was still at 30 right now.
Yes, yes.
So with the 90-day constant rollback, I think something's going to get worked out. And I told you this before. Let it just relax. Take care of what you have. don't rush out and fly or run and buying a bunch of stuff because we're in hard times.
Yeah.
You know,
Right now, yeah, for now.
yeah, you know what I mean.
I say at least the next 2 years.
And hobby comes second to taking care of your
For
family.
life. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? So with that, you know, I mean, if you got it, you got it. I'll never.
In
tell you
other
how
words, you see what Mark said? 99 problems and DJI is one.
So, you know, you look at what's going on. I'll never tell you to run out and buy a bunch of batteries. That's a culture that you have to have within yourself. And then to start trying to find this stuff and it's more expensive now, take care of what you got.
Exactly.
Learn
Especially
how
if
to
you use
respect things that you have, and they'll take you until this works itself out. And this will work
especially if you
itself
use
out.
it for work.
This will eventually work itself out, and you'll be able to go back to buying your drones that you want, maybe at a little slightly higher price, but you will be able to buy these drones. And I really believe that because based upon anything that would stop them would be us.
True. That is very, very true.
You know,
That is
and
true. I can say one thing that I like. Amazon right now. So if you're worried about price, Amazon has the DJI Mini 4 Pro for $759. It has the SkyRover X1, which is that yellow drone that looks like the Mini, okay, for $644.30. And then if that's still too much, they have the DJI Mini 4K for $389. And they seem to have plenty of them in stock. So whether you want the Mini 4 Pro, the SkyRover, there are options now.
Jump on it.
Where we didn't have those options a year back, now we're getting options. You understand?
You know what, Lawrence? I wanted to tell you about real quick.
We got time. We got time. He's loading up. He's loading up now.
GoPro.
Yes.
Right? GoPro is paying for drone video. Now check this one out. Let me tell you how this is working. They have as what is called a GoPro's has an opt-in program for AI training.
Yes.
This will allow, check this one out, subscribers to license their user-generated content for the purpose of teaching and developing AI systems. And if you are chosen as a licensed creator, you'll earn 50% of the revenue from GoPro that GoPro will receive from its partners.
So what you're saying is GoPro is asking you to upload FPV and drone video to be picked.
The footage is shot with their drones.
Right. Okay, that's what's up.
Right. That's what they're doing. So what we're going to do right now, Lawrence, we're going to go and take a break from our sponsor, and we'll be back with
FPV Corner, correct.
For a live stream that talks about everything in the drone world. Tune in every Wednesday night to Wednesday Night with those guys.
Oh.
Yeah, and we also have another sponsor, Donadere. If you're a Part 107 and you're looking to just get out and scale your operations, you want to do all the work and let someone else do all of the office work, then Donadere is for you. Place to get tools to make you a more knowledgeable pilot, then Donadere is for you. Book appointments, meet new clients, Donadere is for you. Check it out. There's a link in the description. Donadere. It may be for you.
Okay. And with that, I guess we'll be starting FPV Corner. Just waiting for a cue to come up and we can get that started.
Okay, and now we'll be going to FPV Corner.
And with that, we bring you to the FPV corner. Jay Rivera.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Back with the applause too, huh?
We put the production value up a little bit.
Oh, good stuff, man.
You thought you was coming in from the bullpen in a minute there, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, me?
Yeah.
No. Rainy day, man. I'm glad I got the day off, man. I needed it.
Oh, well,
It's raining, I think, everywhere around here.
Yeah, that's true. You're still in New York, right?
Yeah.
You haven't left New York, right?
No,
But
no.
those of you out there who don't know who this is, if you could give a brief synopsis of who you are and what you do.
I'm Jay Rivera, and I created the masterclass on FPV, and you guys could sign up today for the low introductory price of $99.99 per week.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I mean, most people know who I am. Either they know me as a good pilot or they know me as a good ball buster. But either way, people know for the most part what I do and what I'm about. And yeah, I mean, I'm always all for the community. Most people.
Well, I know that for a fact because you helped me when I first got into this FPV thing. You know that lie that people tell you, "Oh man, get an FPV, we'll help you." And then the guy gets the equipment, he's stuck there with a drone and a
Yeah.
radio, and he can't get anybody to help him. And
Yeah.
and I remember that solder job. He pulled out a soldering gun, was like, "Yo, here, let me fix your joint here. This wasn't done right," and that was years ago. Years ago.
That was
Herman, I went
before
to this dude.
I think
Huh?
that was before the what do you call that? The lockdowns.
Yeah, yep, exactly. But what are you doing these days? What are you doing these days? I see you're very busy, and your favorite boy, our president, loves interfering with your work over in Jersey. So, what are you doing these days?
Man, nothing but working. Yeah, it's been a bit of a transition for me because as most people know, like my background is really as like a freestyle pilot, and I mean that's really where everything started, and that's the core, my heart, you could say, and over the last 5 years, with every year that went by, I'm just flying less and less for myself, and so now here I am. I'm not flying for myself at all. I've just been working, doing all sorts of cool projects. Um, and traveling, just getting around, man, trying to expose people to a different side of FPV. I want people to see that in order for them to get the best expectation and results, they got to find the right person to deliver, and I always make sure I deliver.
Well, I'm good. I do know you do that, and I have a clip that you gave me that I want to share. I don't know if can you guys see this screen right here? If you
Oh, I
can
see
see,
that. Oh,
you can
nice.
see, you can see that screen right there. Okay, very good. Now, if I can get back here and start her over.
Nah, MD, I don't fly heavy lift. I fly lifters, but I don't fly heavy lift.
You can see that, right? Okay.
Yeah, I see it for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Yeah, this video won 3 different film festivals, best FPV video, and
Well,
I mean I made this a couple of years ago. I actually made this for a competition at Rampage for the Rippies.
I remember you were
Yeah,
working on this.
yep, and it's actually one of the last edits where I actually put some effort into because after this is when things kind of just blew up, man. Just really couldn't find the time for me to be able to like just make content. I really wish I could squeeze in the time. Right now, I had to get a server because I have so much footage from the last 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, and I got a 5 bay server with with 5 8 terabyte drives, and I had to actually eliminate the redundancy because I needed each and individual drive. So I got so
Okay,
much
so
stuff just
you're
collected.
doing less flying for yourself. You're doing less editing, but you're making more money. I hope.
Oh, of course, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's what it all boils
Definitely.
down to at the end of the day, you know. Um, but I do have a lot of cool stuff that I would love for people to show, stuff especially for people to see, especially clips that never really made it to the final edit for a bunch of things that I've worked on. Some stuff where like I was very happy and proud of, the movement that I might have created and how it interplayed with the story. Um, sometimes people will, sometimes people like it, sometimes people don't. Sometimes it might fit the context of how I perceive things, and other people might perceive it differently.
Now, when you get these projects, are people coming to you with an idea and saying, "This is what I want to do," or are they
For the
coming
most
to
part,
you?
yeah.
Are they or are they coming to you and saying, "I would like to do this, and I don't know how the hell to get started"?
I get a mix of both, really. The ones I appreciate the most are the ones that really like don't have a clue, because then it kind of leaves me with a clean slate to work with, and then
Okay.
I can expose them to what I do. Um, I like to believe that when I have that opportunity, then I can really put someone in a position to see like what what they need or what they want for to basically get the best of the best. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not just the best of the best. I mean, there are plenty of other amazing pilots, and
Right, right.
in all honesty, I always hope that if I don't get the job, that another good pilot gets the job, because I want people to uphold that standard.
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
to me, that standard, it makes a huge difference overall for all commercial operators. I mean, it raises that level of expectations.
Well, it's
And
funny. Go
hmm?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no,
Finish.
no, that's it. Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned it raises the level for uh, commercial pilots, because with all of this stuff going on in the drone community, I know you see the price of FPV parts going up, and
Yeah.
you have to maintain your flock, because without your flock or rigs, you have no work.
Exactly.
Just like we do. Um, how has this affected you so far, or has it even affected you at all? Because
Nah,
honestly, I haven't seen it. It's affected us, but not in the way I thought it would.
no, it hasn't affected me per se. Like, I mean, luckily, I've been in a position where I've been able to gear up years in advance. So,
Right.
I mean, I don't know if you remember, like, I mean, the way I shop is like, you know, I wait till big sales, and I buy in bulk. I'll buy,
Mhm.
especially during when I was flying freestyle hard. I would buy 20, 30 sets of motors, so that way I had
Yeah,
something to last me like 2 3 months. Um, and yeah, I mean, I used to just bulk up, I mean, or stock up, and so I actually have a lot of shit, man. I have a lot of gear. Um, like just the hobby wing 60 amp alone, I probably have like a good 10 of them brand new in the box.
wow.
Yeah,
Well,
that are just
see,
sitting
now
there.
my mouth, that's mouth watering, bro.
Oh, totally, yeah. And I got them back when they were like $50, and I would buy them on sale.
And
So
and
I would
now
get
you know what you know the price of them now, right?
they're like $100, right?
It's over.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it.
They're over $100, man. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was smart. To actually think in advance. And people told me this when I got into FPV. When you buy motors, buy at a minimum another four.
yeah, absolutely.
At
I
a
mean,
minimum another four. I see guys out there that buy them, like you said, in bulks of 20. But how many come in a case?
well, oh, I don't know how many come in a case, because like if you buy them straight from the factory, then they won't even come in a box. They'll come in like bulk packaging.
Okay, okay. Well, I want to say congratulations at it becoming a pop since I've known you also. I see you staying
Thanks. Yeah.
busy and staying busy, and she's happy. And
Yeah.
and how's the daddy thing in work?
Oh, it's been great, man. I reset the clock because I have another 25-year-old. So,
Yeah,
to
that's
start
resetting the clock, all right.
oh, forget it, man. I mean, literally starting from scratch all over again. And honestly, man, I mean, it's fun. You already know. I mean, it's great being a dad and having your kids and just seeing everything just evolve over time. Now I'm older, so I have a different perspective on things, and just watching it from this point of view now, it's you cherish it a lot more,
Yeah, well, I just wanted to congratulate you on that. I mean, she's not a newborn, but I see she's getting bigger, bro.
Yeah, she's 2.5. Yeah.
And I see a little bit of attitude. Does that come from dad or it come from mom?
Bro, man, let me tell you, before my wife was born, before the baby was born, I was praying, and I'm not religious, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pray to every god out there that this baby turns out to be like my wife, because my wife is a sweetheart. She's so docile and gentle, and then this one, she does not have any of those little qualities. She's tough. She's got character, yeah, she's got attitude, and so now I've been blessed with two daughters that turned out to be just like me, and and I mean, yo, hey, what am I gonna do? I think that sort of character for girls is definitely important because like girls need to be able to get out into this world and be able to kick ass.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Well, I'm sure you got the aluminum bat with duct tape on it ready, so I,
Oh
I
yeah.
know I know it's all good. We can make a few phone calls and make things happen. But what if any projects do you have coming up, man? Before I let
um,
you get back to daddyhood.
I got a bunch of stuff coming up. This weekend I got a music video with some R&B guy, something Caesar. Um, and then man, let's see my calendar. Oof.
I would like to set up something. I know you're spontaneous, but I would like to set up something where me and Herman come and catch you at work one day working, and we kind of do like a little docu thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. I mean, you're
you
welcome
know,
to
because
that.
I know you stay busy, and I'd like to see a scene like that anyway. I
Yeah,
haven't seen that aspect of the drone community and the commercial end of it,
That
you
would
know.
be a good
So I'm always willing to learn, just like with Brooklyn is starting to put all these murals up, like the city of Philadelphia. I want
yeah.
to catch these artists and catch them doing a job, catch them working.
Of
But
course. Yeah. No, I totally get that. Yeah. I mean, I'm always down. Usually like I'll bring in a VO, like somebody either depending on the project, somebody either with like a higher level experience or lower level experience and budget too.
yeah,
That dictates a lot. But I mean, if I can get you guys even on a paid project, that'd be cool too.
it listen, if we can come through, we have our own mic system and everything, our own cameras, and we have enough equipment to do. We haven't done a those guys are at it again video.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we need. We need to do one of those videos. They seem to be pretty popular. The last one I think we did was years back inside Pilgrim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we
Was
went
it
inside Pilgrim and shot a video back
was
there.
it or was it the at
Yeah,
Lucy?
Pilgrim is the one with the tower at the far end, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's Pilgrim, Herman. We were
We
inside.
did do Lucy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We did Lucy the elephant and a few things. But anything you want to say before I let you get back to daddyhood, man? Because I see you looking to the left, and I know what that means. Already know. I'm
Oh yeah,
already
y'all
there
good.
with you,
Y'all
bro.
good.
I'm
Always
already
juggling
there
over
with
here.
you.
Oh, not much, man. FPV NYC for fucking life, man. You guys know I love New York, and I love FPV, and I want to make sure that I continue to keep FPV in New York City on the map.
Right.
Well, we
But you know what?
appreciate you.
Before you go, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, really quick.
We like to keep
It's
everybody
okay. She can.
that
She let her say hi, man.
Say hi, baby.
hey, hi.
Hi, hi.
All right, baby.
Okay, really quick before you get out of here. You saw in Messenger where I typed to you, we see you?
Yeah.
Okay. Herman, we give
We,
out these drone strobes for
we
Oh,
for
like
heck
you.
yeah.
So
we like to
so
keep
we
everybody compliant. So
I
how
appreciate
many
that.
how many people do we have watching? We got 20 people
it
watching.
shows 21 watching in the
21.
studio.
All right, so
Pick a number. We want you to put a
between
number
one
in
and,
that chat where I said that we can
between
see
1
you.
and 50.
Between 1 and 50. Okay. Nothing counts until I put it in, until I see the number and I can get back to the chat and then start it. But a number between 1 and 50, if you can put it in that chat, Jay, I'd appreciate it.
I'll
And
put it in the chat.
yeah, put it in in the chat where I said we can see you
Oh, wait.
in the
Where's.
studio in Evil Mugs. Here. I just sent you another message.
Oh, I
Down in
see. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay,
All right.
in that chat right there, put
in
a
that
number
private
between
chat.
1 and 50, and then I'll jump back to the chat, and whoever wins the drone light, we send them out. We try to do it like on FPV Corner with whoever comes on. Did you put a number there?
Yeah. It's like it comes up as like a search bar.
Oh no, no.
Yeah, I don't see.
Okay, all right. You're on Messenger, right?
Yeah.
Send it to me on Messenger.
All right. I
Send it
got
to
you.
me on Messenger. That's even easier because I have you. Hold on. Jay. And I'll let you get back to.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm here. I'm
Gotcha.
between 1 and 50. I just sent you a message. Okay, I got
I
the
just sent
number,
it to you.
Herman. I got you. Let me go to the chat. These guys, those numbers are no good. Starting now. Everything after this. Go. I got the number there. Everything after the double lines. There's somebody was close, pretty close, already starting. Okay, Jay, send me the number. Nice try, Mark. It's close. They're dancing around it. Um, they're getting closer. We'll see. They're still dancing. Mark, he's not going to send you the number, bro. He's going, yo, Jay, hurry. Send me the number. Come on, guys. You were dancing around it. Now you're getting cold. Oh, I'm still Corey. Nice try, but no cigar.
No
Between
cigar.
1 and 50. Sometimes this is easy. They got it. Stop. Tex Arc drone guy got it. Number 24. Tech Arc drone guy. That's it. That ends it right there.
Really?
It was
Okay.
number 24. Tex Arch drone guy.
All right. So
We got a winner.
We got a winner. Jay, I want to say thank you, man, for coming on. I would like to make something happen where we could catch you doing your work. Herman and I are always working on different projects and trying to do creative stuff like that as well. So,
especially when there's free time, we can be able to get to do something different.
Yeah,
for sure. I got it. Like I said, I got a bunch of things coming up. A lot of them are events. Some of them already like pre-planned with like I already got spotters for. But next time I got something where it's like an open set, then I'll definitely let you guys know.
Please do, man. Please do. I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Get back to daddy time. I know already. We appreciate you, bro. All right.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you, man.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man.
Okay.
That was
and
fun.
that ends that section of FPV Corner. Don't worry about it. I'll drop the box, Jay. Thank you again, man.
So now we got a lot of things coming up, Mars, that we got to talk about. Some new things going on. I know everybody has been wondering what's happening with Part 108. For those of you who have been a little very confused from some of the other streams and the videos that you've watched. We'll talk about it a little bit, but making his way right now, coming up for our special guest.
Mr. Ryan LaTourette. And welcome. How are you?
How are you, Ryan Lawrence?
Welcome, Ryan.
What a day.
How is it going, Ryan? It's been a minute.
It's been a while, yeah. And I apologize. I have been so swamped busy that our our paths have not been able to cross here for a few.
Ryan, I've been busy too. I've been to North Carolina and back doing live streams, this, that, doing the other. Listen, I've been on the go. In the last month, I've driven too many miles.
I hear you. I've got a 10-hour trip ahead of me this weekend, so
Ooh,
down to
ooh,
Tennessee.
okay. Oh, you going to
You're going to
Minefield?
Minefield. You're going to
Ken
the
doesn't even know it yet. Now he
You know
does,
what?
right?
I'm sorry. You know,
can we blow it up?
I can't even make Minefield if I wanted to. I got football.
Is that really where you're heading?
I am headed to Minefield, so if you're headed to Minefield, I'll
Don't
see
worry,
you
Ken
there.
doesn't watch this stream.
He might.
We're good. We're good.
Somebody's going to tell him. I know that.
Nah, nobody watches us. Well, nobody of importance, at least. No, I'm joking.
At least they don't type in the chat because there's 21 people watching.
Right. Right. We have diehards here.
There's 21 people watching, and
Ryan, we appreciate all you do for the community and your continued support for drone and FPV pilots.
Yes, Ryan. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us.
I do try to give my best effort. I will tell you that.
But you know what, Ryan? When we were talking, and we were talking about what's the topic to talk about tonight, and part 108, you know, we talked 2 weeks ago on the stream that the FAA had published the notice of proposed rulemaking for beyond visual line of sight. And I guess that's what they're calling part 108.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot, and when I say a lot to unpack when it comes to part 108, it's not funny because I don't want people to panic because they still have a little bit of time to put their comments in. And I think that they really need to get some of the information about part 108 before they really just jump in with a comment. You have up until October 6th of this year to get your comment. And so you still have a little bit of time. And you need to get a little bit more info on what's in it because there's a lot in there about everything. And there's some about nothing.
Absolutely.
This is true.
Well, let me just say, you know, when you're thinking about doing your comments, just as you're saying, right, you've got time. Take your time. Don't think I've got to rush it to get it in today. Don't even think I got to rush it to get it in 2 weeks from now, right? This is opportunity to listen to this stream, listen to other streams, read some articles, formulate some opinions on this stuff, and do some research to get your comments in a place where you can articulate positions. And I say that, right, because this thing has over 700 pages. It's actually larger than what Part 107 is when Part 107 first came out, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, there's a lot to go through, first and foremost. And as you're doing that, these things are going to impact you. So take an opportunity to figure out what is going to be most impactful and hit on those things, right? And things that maybe aren't so impactful, you can either slough to the side or have some opinion on them, right? But spend your time on those things that are really impactful to your business, your operations, and do the detailed research. The comments that you make absolutely have to be read by the FAA per law. They have to go through each and every comment. And when they do, they have made changes based on comments. So if we go back to the remote ID, right? When we put forward comments that said, hey, look, we know that you want us to all be network connected, But hello, try to be network connected most anywhere in Alaska. It
Yeah.
ain't happening, right?
Right.
And so the FAA looked at that and they said, gosh, people are right. We need to pull back on that requirement. And they did. So your comments, right? As long as you do the research, get things together and articulate those things, the FAA is going to read them and go, yeah, we can make some adjustments here.
Only
Yeah.
only one thing is that when we talk about uh, remote ID, and it kind of looks like Part 108 comes back with the network connection.
Hmm. Isn't that
So
interesting, right?
yeah, so when you're talking about being connected to the internet, I kind of like when they talking about this whole cybersecurity stuff.
Right.
You know, I'm once again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it kind of makes some certain people not the preferred choice.
Yeah.
I looked
And
at
so that's exactly one of those comments, right? We just reiterate that again to be able to say, hey, look, if you were to fly in these areas of my state, there's no availability of network connectivity whatsoever, unless you're talking like some satellite phone, right?
Mhm.
And pound that home, right? And if somebody's doing that in upstate New York, where things get kind of sketchy in the Adirondacks, right?
Yeah.
Alaska, myself, up
Monticello.
in Michigan, northern Michigan, right?
Mhm. No,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I just looked at I listened to Pilot Institute, and I've checked out a few things, and I've looked into a few sections of it. You can bang your head off the wall with this thing, going back and forth. Like, where do I start? Where do I bend? Do I jump over here? But the whole thing that really I think jumps out to people is the whole permitted and certificated portion of it, as well as the categories of drones and the specifics that they need to be able to operate when it gets down to the whole nitty gritty of it.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people think that this is just for hobbyists, and I get where they're trying to separate Part 107 from 108 because it's not necessary to be Part 107. But I think some of the wording in it kind of it's a little disrespectful to Part 107 pilots. And I think some of the wording in it is a little contradicted to why you asked us to take the Part 107. You know, if you think that Part 107 are just hobbyists and guys that really don't know, then what was the point of them taking this knowledge test and having to study airspace and awareness and different things like that? There's a lot to break down in this, but I give you the floor to speak whatever
Yeah. Well,
whatever
yeah. So
you want to speak on about it.
let's try to simplify it a little bit, right? So, um, one, part 107 versus part 108, they are two different beasts entirely. So understand now you're a part 107 pilot, you've got manual controls, right? You are controlling the aircraft doing what you think it needs to do, either for safety, right? So I might shut down my motors and crash my drone because here's an aircraft coming in. I don't want that to happen. I'm going to take that safety element, right? Or I'm getting a shot of this building and hey, wait a minute, over here, this is a better angle. I'm going to move over that direction and take that image. With part 108, it's completely different. You are not going to be physically on the controls. The drone is actually being controlled on its own, right? So it's you as the operator. Hey, you might be there to punch a button to get it to go. That's it. When it has a concern about safety, it is to automatically adjust. Now, there's some little pieces in there that, oh, as an operator, you could adjust the speed, right, to the trajectory of the drone, what have you. those are tiny elements, and it's not you on the sticks. So eh, what I really want to say is Part 108 is not for you and I. It's for the Amazons. It's for the
Yeah,
Walmarts,
yeah.
right? This is
Oh,
drone deliveries. Now, granted, there's going to be some agricultural spraying, right? Where it's,
They
hey,
did
I need
mention
to
that.
set pattern. I'm going to fly this all the time. Um, but it again, it's not you on the controls. So that's the distinction where we go from, hey, I need to take a Part 107 test to understand airspace, to know the complexities of dealing with other manned aircraft. Um, Whereas a Part 108, right, the drone is doing all that work. It's
but,
that internal brain taking
but,
over.
but Ryan, not to, I would like to interject a second, but the only problem I have with that is the fact that it has to do with surveying, and where is that in surveying? Your hands are not on the sticks either, and it
True.
has always been.
Surveying, mapping,
It
yeah,
has
all of the
always
above.
been that, for the most part, it is somewhat out of the line of sight.
Yeah.
Now
So,
they're taking that away from Part
On large
107
jobs, yes.
completely. They take that
and I
away
think
from
that's the
Part
challenge,
107
right? Is that
completely.
the FAA has said, look, Part 107 is for line of sight. So the majority of operations right now are flying illegally. That's plain and simple. If you're outside of that line of sight, the FAA is saying, hey, look, you needed a waiver, otherwise you're operating illegally. We know that this happens.
Right,
Um, Now, in this case, they're saying, look, you're going to be able under Part 108 to truly have out of line of sight. So that drone could be 2 miles away, right? 4 miles away. The
So once again, it
capability
could
of the
be
drone is what comes into play.
right. So then once again, it could be, for the most part, for the guys who are Part 107.
see, now
No.
that's actually good. That's
Yeah.
actually good. How would that apply? Because say you have a commercial Part 107 pilot, does he need to apply for a Part 108? Say he's doing a hectare uh, um, of area. That's a vast area of to cover. That's definitely beyond line of sight, beyond visual line of sight. How does that apply to a Part 107 pilot, and how would he handle a situation like that? He had to map a
Yeah.
hectare of area of space. How is that done now?
I mean, even a
So,
shopping mall area, you would still be out of line of sight.
Right, but
Let's be very.
that's my point. But how do we handle that?
yeah. So, and I think this is where the real diversion between the two comes into play, right? So, if you're a Part 107 now, right, you're flying that, and okay, let's say it's beyond line of sight for, you know, a small period of time, or you're using
Hmm.
a visual observer to extend your visual line of sight. Um, so either you're doing it illegally, you have visual observer, or you have a waiver. Now, what's
Right,
going to happen with Part 108 comes in, well, once your waiver expires, you're done. No, no, we
Right.
will not grant another waiver for beyond visual line of sight. Instead, when you go to Part 108, you as the pilot are not going to Part 108. So your company could,
Company.
right?
okay, okay, all
The
right,
company becomes the Part 108, but there's no such thing as remote pilot in charge under Part
right.
108.
So
Right.
far,
It's
No,
Well, no,
there never will
well,
be.
if
okay,
comments
There
change it,
won't
right?
be,
Yeah,
because there's a supervisor and flight coordinator,
I get it. So
correct.
as a business, you could become a Part 108
just like
in the
Part
event that
135.
you may have to fly a shopping mall. You may have to map an area that takes it just out of beyond the visual line of sight. Then
Yeah,
the company would be liable to be a Part 108 in that situation. Okay.
right.
Now,
And I think, that's an advantage to the company, right? Because now let's say you are part of a company and you've got 10 employees, right?
mhm,
And I need a beyond visual line of sight waiver. So I
right,
ask employee A to write a waiver. Well, when they do so, they're writing it for themselves. It's not applicable to employee B, C, D, E, right? So
Right.
that becomes a real challenge for the company that says, wait a minute, why can't I write one waiver for everybody on my company? And there's a lot that goes into writing those waivers. So you're spending an awful lot of time doing so. So with Part 108, now what you're saying is, hey, everybody in the company can fly Part 108. They can use that drone, Part 108. Now, granted, again, they aren't controlling it. Everything goes to the company for liability. Crash the drone, so the company doesn't go to the individual. So
Interesting.
yeah, I start to see this spreading out a little bit where you're going to have companies that, hey, yeah, I want to be Part 108 so all my employees can fly. And then they're going to step back and go, hey, wait a
That's
minute,
my
I
that's
really
my
need to
insurance.
follow this Part
That's my
108.
insurance on the line.
That's my insurance on the line. I need to make sure everybody's trained. I need to make sure that drone stays up to date with all the latest, greatest
Regulation.
updates. I'm doing maintenance on that drone. Right now, let's be honest, probably Part 108 doesn't do a fair, or Part 107 doesn't do a fair number of maintenance checks to their drones, right? They fly, they put it back in the case, and they're out the next day. Yeah, you might have some that go, okay, I'm going to check out the props. I'm going to make sure everything's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I suspect whether it's Part 108 or 44809, hey, I'm
Well,
just pulling it out. My battery's fresh. Let's go.
see, but once again, that goes back to the way the rule is written. It's up to, if the manufacturer doesn't have a maintenance plan, then it's up to you. But if they do, so what is DJI's maintenance plan? Because that's what most people have.
That's what they want to know, right? Really, really
What is,
quick. If we can get back on the subject real quick. John Coopy just has a quick question. He wanted to know, how's the case going with the university in Michigan State? University still has drones banned according to the website.
So, yeah, we are waiting on the decision. It could come at any given moment. The oral arguments were heard in December. The final briefings were in January. And boom, we're sitting here waiting for a decision. I get an email once a week going, oh, well, another week's gone by. We haven't seen a decision. I
Okay.
anticipate it anytime.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to slip that in real quick. But getting back to this Part 108, people are under the impression they can go out there and that's why they asked about being a Part 107 and having to request a waiver to fly
no
beyond
more
visual
waivers.
sight. People are under the impression that, oh, with my 107, I need to go out and get a 108. That may not apply to everybody. I wanted to make that clear.
Yeah,
Well,
it won't, right? That's the thing. You as
no.
a Part 107, forget about it. You are not going to be 108. Now, if you got a company and you're going to build something under that as Part 108, yeah, you're going to do so, but you're probably going to end up spending a lot of money in doing that, um, because your current drone's not going to do it, right? You're going to need a new drone.
Mhm.
That drone's got to
Well,
come from the manufacturer with those certifications.
I wanted to
Uh,
get it into that
Well, see,
also.
that's the thing. The certifications of what they're actually asking for the drones, the manufacturer specs on the drones that supposed to do this, and they're not. They were very. It was very vague in what I understand about it. But the whole point of it is the fact that I still see this as something that will be not only for just the companies like Amazon, but for people who are flying, um, like as say as a business, as a provider, you're doing certain
Commercially.
commercially for like construction, for other industry. There are lots that are big enough that, let's be honest, the drone is really always been and has been out of your visual line of sight. So now they've changed the operations. When it comes to the testing and stuff like that, I think that has to do with other things that have nothing to do with us. Yes, a lot of that, none of it has to do, but agricultural and surveying and things like that, that has to do with specific guys who are flying that are Part 107. Some guys may have for their own companies their Part 135 to fly for agriculture.
Right.
But as far as the actual individual, no, you don't have to have those certifications. Like, yes, Part 108,
Yeah.
Part 135, those are company certifications.
And I think that's the key. That, you know, if we look at who this is really for, think about police officers, right? Fire departments. What's
Right.
happening right now is they're buying these drone in a box, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
the thing's going to launch as soon as I get the 911 call. It's going 5 miles out to that destination. It's going to check
Mm-hmm.
things out. Nobody's at the controls, right? Nobody's watching that drone in the sky.
Mhm.
And so they need that to qualify as beyond visual line of sight. Right now, that's all done with waivers, an expensive process. They wanted to have, and Congress wanted to have, some means where that was standard across the board. And it's the same thing with drone deliveries. So right now, there's some groups out there that are doing drone deliveries for Walmart, and you know they'll stand on a corner and fly it, and they're trying to keep visual line of sight to it. That doesn't work, right? So
Right.
your radius is just so small, so they have to have that 5, 10 mile range so that they get the radius of houses from the store to do that and make it profitable.
Well,
Um,
here's
And it's
so
funny because this actually affects companies like the very first company that ever even started this, which was UPS and Dr. Gwynn over at Wake Med Hospital. This changes their operations drastically.
mhm.
well
Yeah, I mean,
my thing.
one of the great ones is Zipline, right? They went
Yeah.
overseas and they were delivering blood to hospitals from miles and miles of distance that just couldn't be done because the terrain is such that by the time you got the supplies there, it's too late. Well,
Well,
Right.
well, I'm glad you mentioned that because there's companies like Flytrex, right, who just got the nod from the FAA to be able to fly beyond visual line of sight to do drone delivery. So
Right.
they joined Zipline and Google, and Walmart and being able to do this thing. You know,
mhm.
so I know this is expanding to more and more cities and throughout the nation.
Well,
We'll see what happens with it.
here's a question, Ryan.
Mhm.
Part of one of the requirements of Part 108 is that your drone has to have obstacle detection and avoidance.
You can avoid.
Now this is important because our drones already have avoidance on them, and have the capability to avoid objects. So where do our class of drones fit in comparison to these larger drones that can go up to 1,300 pounds? I found out,
Right.
way up to 1,300 pounds. We can see planes with ADBS. We can see helicopters. We can't see other drones. Do you think software would be modified so that us as commercial pilots, do you see where I'm going with this? Because there's an issue. They'll be able to see us, but we won't be able to see them right now at the present rate.
Yeah. And that's the problem. So the drones that you're flying today, yes, you say, hey, we've got obstacle avoidance. No, you don't. You have optical obstacle avoidance,
Right.
right?
You have don't
So
hit
maybe
something.
some are using LiDAR to, sense that something's in place, but it is not the obstacle avoidance that they're
That they're
asking for.
referring to in the Part 108.
So right.
Right.
So when they're talking, they're talking about ads P, right,
A
as well as
broadcast.
ads B. Ads B, as we know, is for aircraft, manned aircraft.
Yes.
Drones were disallowed from having that because if the FAA had claimed, hey, look, if all these drones had ads B, our radars would light up. You wouldn't be able to see anything, and they're
True.
right.
Right.
True.
Um, so with this UTM, right, Unmanned Traffic Management. So with the UTM, they're going to this ads B or ads P, right? So now you're going to be able to broadcast, and all these drones are going to be able to quote unquote see one another. so
Right.
they can do their own avoidance, make sure they're not in the same trajectory. Now, yeah,
Right.
here's my trouble with all this. Um, if you go to this model, that's fine and dandy. You can see all that stuff. What happens is you have general aviation who doesn't have ADS-B. They
Mm-hmm.
they never are going to get ADS-B because they're VFR aircraft. They're flying
Right.
at
You have to.
200, 150 feet off the ground, joyriding across Class G airspace. They've always done it that way. They always plan to do it that way. And guess what? You're not going to see them anyway, and you don't have controls. So beyond visual line of sight in that case, they're now saying, and this is a shift of what happened previously, was we were always under the responsibility as unmanned aviation to see and avoid. Well,
Yep.
here they're
And
shifting and
avoid.
saying, hey, look, if you are a VFR, you don't have ADS-B, the drone has priority over you. That's going to
Okay.
piss off a lot of manned
And
aviation,
It
right?
is.
honestly, that makes sense. And I'll tell you why I feel so. Because as a manned aircraft, you have more situational awareness than that drone does.
And
True.
more
And a
skin
lot
in
of
the
people
game.
believe exactly. And a lot of people believe that because I had goggles on, I have situational awareness. You actually don't. You
Mm-mm.
have less because you
Right.
can't even see the drone in the airspace where it is.
hmm
True.
Now,
So
True.
a great example of
I
this,
guess
right? We know that there have been a number of mid-air collisions between UAS and manned aircraft. How many of those have been beyond visual line of sight?
because the man, almost all of them.
Yeah.
All,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're in a situation where the FAA has said we are going to allow beyond visual line of sight for aircraft, for unmanned aircraft, and we're
Mhm.
going to allow uh general aviation to fly without ADS-B, and
Mhm.
you as general aviation have to get out of the way of the unmanned aircraft. You
But
have
it's still
set this thing up for more mid-air collisions.
you have because it still has room and it still has conversation for recreation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So where do we go
I,
from here?
when we talk about recreation, again, Part 108 does have an ability for recreation in there, but when
Hmm.
we're talking about the recreation in 108, again, it's not at controls, which is kind of odd, right? You're
Understandable.
gonna you're gonna
Right.
fly
Totally, totally
recreationally beyond visual line of
understandable,
sight.
but even worse.
Yeah. Um, now, and let's also add Part 107 doesn't go away. 44809 doesn't go away. So you're still going to have drones in the sky that do not have ADS-P, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That we're going to have to see and avoid. So if I'm flying Part 107 and a Part 108 drone is starting to come in, I have to get out of that
You have
drone's
to heed
way.
way.
And it
Yeah.
can't see my drone.
Right.
That's a challenge too, right?
Right.
So we've added this separate class
So what is the
beyond visual line of
so
sight
what is the
that I don't
digital
know does us any
transmission?
good.
So where does the digital transmission system come in? Because if everyone's going digital, are they talking digital for them and not Part 107?
No,
Are they including
no,
everyone? Because
your remote ID will be digital
according
too.
to according to the FAA, if it's in the air, it's an aircraft, and it needs to be able to see other aircraft in the air. That's what the FAA says.
Hmm.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so how would that apply to drone pilots and future drones?
Yep. And Herman
You
was going
will
for
have a
it and
digital.
saying remote ID, right? So you got remote ID. That's your key.
That's
But
where I'm
now,
going.
It.
but and I think you're right to go there. What
Mhm.
happens for all the recreational operators with a sub 250 drone?
There you go,
You,
which they are
There's
you,
selling
no
you're,
so
remote
many of.
ID.
which they are
You'll
selling
be
so
you'll
many
be on
of.
you'll be on the grid too.
Yeah. The
And
sub
that's what
250 drone is
that's
the
where I was
fastest selling drone
that's where I
around,
was
right?
leading with this, because they even have a company that sells sub 250 FPV drones. It's called sub 250. And
You'll be
now
on
we
the
have
grid too.
the anti-gravity, the Mavic 5 and the Mavic 10 and everything else that's coming out in the sub 250 class. Now you have these guys that say, I don't have to be registered and I don't have to
Not
deal with
yet.
all of the bull that you guys do, and I'm going to fly my drone. We won't see them, and neither will anyone else.
Not
Yep.
yet.
I would
Not
say
yet.
not only not yet, I don't think ever, right? Because let's talk about the sub 250 drones. The
Mm-hmm.
majority of those are still children's drones, right? The
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, hey, I just got a
You're
drone for
absolutely
Christmas,
right.
birthday. Now, if you were to hit one of those with another drone, okay, yeah, you might have a little bit of concern, but the reality is that the chances are small. Those drones are going to be within 75 feet of the operator. You aren't getting much height or distance out of those, right? Now, when
Well,
you
it
get up
depends on the
into
wing you get.
the minis, right? Now you're talking about a more capable drone that could be further away. Um, and yeah, they aren't going to have that remote ID. So how are you going to see that thing? You can't, especially it's small.
It's true, but to think about it, the last few aircraft accidents, other than the one where the police hit the helicopter and said the local guy did it, those other drones, the one in Staten Island was a mini. The one, there was one somewhere outside of New York. Those were all mini drones. The one that hit the Canadian
The
water
one
plane, that was
the
a
first
mini.
one was the Phantom.
Those were minis.
Well,
The
we've
first
had
one
some
here with
larger
the
drones.
helicopter was the Phantom.
The first one was right there in New York City with the Black Hawk, and that was a
That was
Phantom,
a Phantom.
right?
That was a Phantom, yes. But for the most part, the aircraft that have been getting hit or sucked through the engines
Then
were
then
minis.
Yeah.
then there was your guy. Then there was your guy in Manhattan who didn't hit a drone, but who got arrested, who bought 5 drones from Broadway at the
Yeah,
DJI store,
yeah,
and he got caught flying past the police helicopter.
yes, yeah, yeah. So
I don't know
I don't know
nobody
what's going
remembers that story.
on.
This guy whizzed past the police helicopter, and the police just found him by following the drone to the
Right, they
point where
followed
he
it
was on the
back to
ground.
where it was going.
And there have been some big ones. Baja California, they had, I want to say it was a Matrice, or it was at least an Inspire. So we're talking a rather large drone. And this was a Red Bull helicopter, right? And it was a Red Bull race, I believe it was. And yeah, smacked it. But again, he was beyond visual on a sight. There was no coordination between the helicopter and the drone operator. And yet they were part of the same event, right? Um, I just think we're going to see more of that, and that's a
Well, like the
concern.
Canadian
Um,
police.
Yeah, the Canadian police, they had their incident.
yeah, I don't count Canada because I don't know. I'm not a Canadian fan.
Oh, hey, we got a lot of good friends up there.
I
I
I
know
I
it's a
grant
Canadian
you.
sport. I know it's a sports thing. I know it's a
No,
sport.
no,
the
I
Canadian
look at it and think, they were a situation where it was the Canadian police force crashed into an airplane up there, right? And they're like, "Oh, sorry," or can I say sorry? Right? Is that how they say it? Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
And then
what
they
they
did it
actually
again.
did,
It's like
yeah,
that was
with their
they
own
did it
drone
twice.
into their own helicopter. Yes,
Yeah. Like, yeah, you
that
could go
tells me
back
that they
through and,
shouldn't have either of the two.
yeah, have a root cause analysis so it doesn't happen again. But no, they wanted to make sure it would
What
happen
you need
again.
is
Go for
bring the mounted police back and just forget about the drones.
You guys are funny.
No, but yeah, I think that when you start talking about the ADS-B and the remote ID and the ADS-B out and in and this, that, and the other, you are putting us back into a digital network of remote ID and being able to have all of our operations cleared through this system. And this is what I'm looking at here. And I think that this will trickle down to 107 operations. And I'm hoping that it doesn't happen to the hobbyists, because then they won't be able to take off from any place but a Frio.
True.
And
True. Very true.
that could be kind of scary.
I do think that's a concern, right? Is that they start locking up airspaces. We've been able to see this in several states where a particular company, I won't name them here, they're selling this idea of digital highways for aircraft. And
Hmm.
to me, that's ridiculous, right? Oh, you're going to require that no one else can fly into this airspace unless you have this license. It's a pay to play, and that's wrong, right? This airspace, it's public domain. Public doesn't mean, oh, if I pay for it, I get it. No, it means everybody shares it. And
Right.
Right.
that's one of the reasons that I am so passionate about going to legislatures and saying, look, you need to be able to allow drones, write these preemption for UAS, such that you don't have these little tiny localities and county governments saying, oh, you can't fly in this particular airspace. No, because the moment you're doing that, you're creating this patchwork quilt that the FAA has already said multiple times over makes it more dangerous than less
Yeah.
dangerous. And so when these companies go through and, hey, we'll sell you this digital highway for aircraft, no, that is just the wrong way to treat airspace.
To be honest, Ryan, I thought those were scams because I was like, from what I've learned, everything from Part 107, how can you sell the airspace? The only place that I know in the world where they're selling airspace and it's vertical airspace is in Asia, certain parts of Asia, where they have these 100-story skyscrapers.
They
That
do that here.
They do it in New York too. Yeah. No, they
yeah,
do it.
yeah,
They do it in
yeah.
most big cities where,
You can
the
sell the
French
space over
church.
your building.
Yeah, I want to say the church in New York City, right? There was a skyscraper that was building next door, and they knew that they had to extend out over the church. Well, in doing so, they were actually putting a cap, a limit upon the church in their ability to build upwards. And so they had to go to the church and say, look, we'd like to buy those airspace rights. And it
Wow.
was a big deal. They made that happen, and I think that was one of the first in New York City. And now it's quite
Hmm.
common, quite common.
Well,
Yeah. So
what
if
is
you wanted to build your building in the shape of a T, all of those other buildings that you hang over, you got to pay them for the right to not be able to go up as tall as you.
Yep.
makes sense? Makes more than enough sense. It definitely does. Is there anything you want to say before we get out of here? We got a minute
Well,
left.
actually, I wanted to ask Ryan about a few things, actually, because Virginia passed this law a couple of years back, and I wanted to really know what that was about. Because it may have slipped by, but it didn't slip by here.
Right. Now, I want to give a couple of updates on it. So, one, Virginia, we discovered this the other day. They railroaded through this law, right? And it was proposed in January. It was law by March. And what it basically says is that you cannot launch or land your drone from a public right of way. So all of us, right, we go to a public right of way, whether it's, right along the side of the road or a
Oh,
sidewalk, right? Now,
right.
in their minds, that public right of way is along state routes and state highways. But that's a lot of space where we would
True.
normally, hey, I'm just going to pull over and I'll fly here. I'm off the road. I'm not a danger to traffic, and I've launched and landed there. Well, now
Right.
they've made this illegal. So in Virginia, if you're going to fly alongside of the state highway, not only are you going to have to get your car off the road, you are going to have to probably walk over to the private property that's
Wow.
adjacent to the public right of way to
Just
be
so
able
you're
to
off of
launch
the
and land.
streets and it's legal.
Though, yeah, so it's legal to operate from.
Yeah.
So as long as you're launching and landing from the private property and then step over after it's in the air, that's fine. Which is stupid, but that's the way it's
That's
written.
crazy.
It is. It is.
That's crazy. And you know what else I wanted to ask you about real quick? You know, we know about the drone that hit the plane there in Texas with the
Yeah.
flood. But what was the lobbying and the lies and stuff that went on behind it? Because we know there was some truth about it being a recreational drone that hit this.
Yeah, so this is related to the Kerrville flooding down in Kerrville, Texas on July
Yes.
4th. When they were doing the recovery efforts or search and recovery, um, they had a drone hit a Black Hawk helicopter.
Mhm.
And the Kerrville Police Department and city came out and said a private drone operated illegally in a temporary flight restricted area. Do not fly your drones here at all. And they left it at that. Almost immediately, I got chatter. This was not a private drone. And so everybody started looking into this, and it turns out it wasn't. It was a Texas Department of Public Safety drone
Yep.
that hit an Army National Guard helicopter in
It hit
midair.
a Black Hawk helicopter,
Hit
and
a
the
Black
drone
Hawk.
that hit was a DJI Mavic 3 Enterprise,
Correct.
who was
And
also doing its mission during that event, doing search and rescue.
indeed, it was legally being flown within the TFR. It had all the authorization to fly in the TFR.
Yep.
It had finished up its mapping mission and it was coming home on an automatic return to home. The problem here, it was beyond line of sight. So this is another of those beyond line of sight
Yep.
incidents. The
Yep.
Texas Department of Public Safety officer was inside their SUV, staying cold with the air conditioning running. Didn't have situational awareness, right?
Wow.
We always talk about having situational awareness. That's
Uh-huh.
very important. And here that happens. Now, what took place basically immediately following was every news corporation nationally picked this story up.
Yep.
Stop flying drones. Another drone hit an aircraft.
Yep.
And that makes all of us look
We
terrible.
even spoke about it.
Yep.
Yeah, we did. And so then this gets picked up by the lobbyists going to Congress, and two lobbyists in particular, one for AUVSI
Oh boy.
and the yeah, exactly, and the other for Drone Up. So these guys go to Congress and they're talking about this, saying this is a real problem. We need to, be able to control drones so that we don't have these events happen. Da da da. And it was untrue, right? These were not absolute statements. It was not a private drone. This was fully able to fly in the TFR, and they were carrying this forward to basically knock certain drones because it was a DJI drone, go figure,
Hmm.
right? To be able to express, hey, we need to have control over drone manufacturers. We need to have control to allow counter UAS. And, here's that situation where, I'm sorry, this is another one of those Canada flies their own drone into their own helicopter. It was the exact same situation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But even after this news was revealed that it wasn't a recreationalist and it was someone in law enforcement, they still did not correct the story. And
They
this is
won't.
what I have a problem with, because
Hmm.
till present day, people that had a bad feeling about drones, it was confirmed.
Well, you
Absolutely.
see,
It-
you see, I think what it is the largest anti-drone play, and they're going to continue to do whatever it is. And this is just my take on it. I don't know what anybody else in the community feels, but you can't keep seeing the same thing happening and not put one and two together, and come up with three. Every incident is an anti-you.
Yeah.
Everything that happens is an anti-you. Every time you go to some place that you shouldn't be or you really is questionable about being there is an anti-you. And they use DJI as the catalyst because that's the drone of your choice.
Right. And
So
DJI won't play ball
when
with.
you do these things, or we, I should say, do these things, they use DJI as the drone of choice of the community, of the whole entire drone community from coast to coast, and anti everything that is done to get you out of the way. So when we show up in places that we shouldn't be, it's hurtful to the hobby, it's hurtful to the community.
And one of those things that was talked about, right? So when they were first going after the drone ban in NDAA back at the end of last year, they were saying, look, we need to ban DJI because they have geofencing. They can turn geofencing on and force drones into areas that they should not be flying. They have the ability to control those drones and do nefarious things with them. And now here we have them arguing, well, DJI turned off their geofencing back in January, and that would have prevented this private drone from flying inside a TFR and crashing into it. It's like, are you, trying to butter your bread over here? What
Yeah.
are you what are you doing? You're
But
you're you're going both sides of the argument. Now, at the same token, I'll
what they
say
say
this,
is
right?
that, but what they fail to say is that no one has geofencing now.
Exactly. And nobody did have until DJI put it in after
Right.
the
Right.
Niv incident in Israel, where he would nearly hit a plane. Um, I think the real challenge for me, and this is always the case, everybody reads the splashy headline:
Mm-hmm.
drone crashes into helicopter.
Hmm.
But when the correction comes out, it's on page 37 at the bottom in small fine print. Nobody's going to touch that.
Right. No
And
one's going
that's
to read that
exactly what
deep.
we saw here.
That's just like the
And
That's
that's where
just
they're going
like
to
the
put it.
Part 108. They're not expecting you to read all 700 plus pages, but somebody will.
They're expecting you to just go away after you start reading it.
Yep,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Exactly. All right. It's that time, guys.
Is it? Oh wow.
Yes. 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 You guys were having so much
Anything
fun.
you guys want to say before we get out of here?
No. No. I'm good. I'm just interested to see how quick it'll take them to initiate this Part 108 so we can see how it
Well,
really applies
you
to,
have
to us common commercial folk.
October 6th to put your comments in. If you check out Pilot Institute,
Yes.
there's a really good video there about it. Please check that video out and
Yeah, Pilot Institute
and break
Part
it
108. That's all you have to
You will
type.
see that there is some things in there that has to do with recreational. Not much, but it's a very good watch or listen. Yeah, you should check it out.
And what I'll also say is, other people are going to do comments shortly. I will get my comments out there as well. Take your time in researching, getting comments ready, but at the same token, hold off, and at some point, go out to that docket, and you'll be able to see who else has made comments, and you'll be able to download those or read them online and go, you know what? I think that person made a point. I want to express that as well. Or you might go, that person is totally whack. I'm going to take and use that against them and push that into good solid language that builds an argument for the FAA and focus that argument towards the changes that need to be made in your mind for the new rule, right? You
Okay.
don't want to just say, well, I'm blasting this whole thing, it's
Yeah.
junk, because then that's going to
Agreed.
get tossed. But if you were to say, this part of the rule needs to change because of these particular things, here's the evidence for it, the FAA is going to go, that's a decent thought I need to respond to that.
Right, right. Now, I just want to put John Coopy put. Hopefully, there'll be a splashy headline. Michigan drone lawyer brings the smackdown on University of Michigan. An unpredicted win for drone user rights.
It's coming. It's coming.
Coming.
Let's
That would
thank
be
you.
nice.
We'd
Well,
like to thank you, Ryan.
thank you, Ryan, for coming and hanging out with us.
I appreciate being on. Thank you for having me.
No worries, no worries.
Anytime, man. Anytime. You know, any subject you got, we're here.
We will definitely do it again soon. I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Anything else, Lawrence, before we get out of here?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thinking about dinner.
Oh, okay. I just want to tell everyone, like I said before, you know, I can't say it anymore. Protect yourself, protect your hobby. And with that being said, and we'll see you next time with those guys.
Later.
I
Good night.
love those guys.
We love you too. Good night, everyone.